Mixing is all about ear training. It's about training your ears to hear what sounds right, what sounds impactful, what makes a professional sounding mix. There's no real, you cut your frequencies here, you add this amount of frequencies. It's about the experience working with tracks and referencing other tracks to hear how specific elements sound in a mix in a professional way. When I'm mixing my track, I will listen to other tracks in the style or genre that I'm working in, and I will listen to specific elements in the mix and get them to comparable volume levels, to comparable frequencies in the mix, as far as how bright they sound, as far as how much low end specific elements have, how specific mid-range. So I'll listen to big room house track. I'll listen to that big synth. I'll listen to those big synths. I'll then compare it to my track at the same volume. So you want to listen to your track and the reference track at the same volume. Due to the Fletcher-Munson curve, different frequency ranges are heard differently at different volume levels. So if you hear one track is a lot louder than the other track, then you're going to perceive the frequency ranges differently. That's why you want to hear them at the same volume, your reference track and the track that you're working on. Listen to the individual elements. So for this example, the synth, listen to that big room synth. Listen to how it's covering the frequency range. Is there a lot of high frequencies? Compare them. Get them similar sounding to each other. Is there a lot of mid-range? Do I need to add more highs? How does it sound? And do that for all the elements in the mix. Doing this will help you get your song closer to a more professional mix. Now, that's not to say that you want to do this maybe for every track. You're copying a mix of another track. I don't really see that as copying though. You're just trying to get it close sonically to a specific mixing style. But once you start doing this, you'll start to hear how the elements could go in a professional sounding way. And you can, of course, don't have to mix that way in the future. It's just something that you could reference and have in the back of your mind and know how it sounds, and then you know how it could go to sound more professional. So that's kind of how I would go about it. It does take work. It's not something that you just throw on another reference track and okay, just do a couple EQ cuts and I'm done. You really have to pay attention to the specific sounds. Really actively listen and try and get close to that specific sound in the mix.